Hello and welcome everyone to Oil Asset of the Day, presented by myself, Phil Carr, at the Gold and Silver Club. So just doing a quick recap, first of all, of what happened last week. So as we mentioned, we did get that push lower that we were anticipating when we discussed this on Oil Asset of the Day, a retest back towards the lower end of the range. In fact, the catalyst for that being last week's oil inventory. So we banked 368 points on the sell side, and that was also after we'd already banked 480 points the previous week, take advantage of that breakout back towards the upper end of the range. So recently oil has been very range bound until finally we had a very large catalyst at the weekend, which is of course the attack on Saudi Arabia, the biggest oil refinery, which has meant that oil prices skyrocketed 19% off the open, which is the biggest one-day move since 1991, since the start of the Gulf War. So with that, what can you expect for this week? Definitely we're likely to see volatile trading over the course of this week. The narratives as well coming out of the White House and from Donald Trump too was initially that the US was locked and loaded and ready really to potentially escalate things this week. However, yesterday we did see a bit of a change in that narrative where we have seen Donald Trump mention that he's not ready to go to war here, and also he has several options that he's considering. And with that, we did see oil pull back a little bit and we're staying quite range bound right now. The key levels that you want to keep an eye on over the course of this week for certainly WTI crude oil. If we roll over lower, we're likely to come back to that magnetic level of $60 per barrel. If we break below that, we could then start to make our way lower to start filling that gap on WTI crude oil, which was created from the open. However, on the flip side of that, if we do get a breakout to the upside and we start to see additional momentum, this could be on the API data, which is coming out later in the day on Tuesday, or Wednesday's oil inventories. If we see more of a significant drawdown, that's where oil prices could then again break out, and that's where WTI crude oil could then break back towards that $65 per barrel handle. So it's been a very unusual week, but potentially very lucrative as well to see how the price actually is going to react now, whether after this consolidation, whether we give back the gains, or whether we see a big retracement lower, or whether we can sustain this move and break out and retest that $63 to $65 per barrel handle on WTI crude oil. The final point to note is also that hedge funds and money managers, they have increased their net long positions on crude oil in the latest week, and the FOMC statement on Wednesday can also be a big catalyst. So you want to watch out for Wednesday's FOMC statement, Tuesday's API data, and Wednesday's oil inventories data as well. So with that, that's been Oil Asset of the Day, and I wish you good trading.